Hey guys, first off, before I begin, I just want to say yes, I forgot to add in for my WrestleMania 31 review. I forgot to add in the Authority segment with The Rock and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey. The reason I forgot that is because it was a long night. I was tired and I just wanted to get the video done. But yeah, there was a segment with the Authority coming out bragging about Triple H's victory against Sting. Blah 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 blah. The Rock came out. Pretty much, that was an awesome moment to see The Rock come out and confront Triple H. And it looks like they might be setting up for Triple H versus The Rock at WrestleMania next year. I would not mind. I would love to see those two go at one on one. But yeah, the aftermath of WrestleMania, I love the aftermath of WrestleMania because of everything that happens at these shows, at Raw, SmackDown. But to me, the main focus has always been on Raw because we get surprises, we get new people coming into the main roster, and just the fans. I mean, I love the fans. They are awesome. They know just how to get the crowd going. So let's take a look at what happened on the show, shall we? We have Brock Lesnar come out, and he pretty much wanted a rematch against Seth Rollins, and Stephanie came out saying you'll get your rematch when Seth comes to the arena, since he was in New York for a show or something. I don't know what it was. I didn't care, but he wasn't at the arena yet, and so they decided to wait for a while before Brock could get his rematch for Raw. So we had to wait later on. Next match, let's see. We had the Intercontinental Championship match between Daniel Bryan, the new champion, and Dolph Ziggler. This was an awesome match. The first one to start off Raw, and I was happy how well it went. There was no outside interferences. Bad News Barry was at ringside on commentary, so he did not get involved. And Bryan and Ziggler, they just had one hell of a match, and the crowd were into this. It was awesome. Bryan ended up getting the victory. It was fun to see that. After the match, Barry got involved, which was no surprise. But seeing Sheamus make his return, that was we didn't expect that, so I was happy to see him back with a new hairdo, and fans were all chanting, "You look stupid." I asked my friend, who I actually watched the pay-per-view with and Raw with, and he told me that was actually a look that Sheamus used in the past. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I believe him because he saw Sheamus wrestle in the UK before. He lives in the UK, so my friend, I believe him. So either way, I still love the new look, especially when it matches Sheamus as a heel. And yes, Sheamus did turn heel. He attacked Ziggler, he attacked Bryan, and despite the fans, booing at him and saying you look stupid, he just, he played with the crowd. He didn't care. He kept, telling them bring it all in, bring it all in. He didn't care, and that's what I like. I like that Sheamus has turned heel because this is gonna help him. Now, when he was a heel, it was okay until they gave him the WWE Championship. After that, it didn't go nowhere much. Especially when he won the title for the second time. It just his reign was very forgettable. And after that, he just went nowhere either, and that sucks because I thought Sheamus could be a good heel. When he turned into a babyface, I thought it was okay. I think it was good, but after a while, it got a little stale. So I'm glad he turned heel, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I think we might see a Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental title. That is a possibility, so I hope it happens. Next match, let's see. We had New Day teaming up with the Lucha Dragons, Sin Cara and Kalisto. Kalisto making his debut, and they went up against the Ascension and the Tag Team Champions. I love Kalisto. He is awesome. He did a fantastic job in his first match, and the fans were into this. They were chanting for the Lucha Dragons, mostly towards Kalisto though. Sin Cara, okay. New Day, not so much. So I was happy how well it went with Kalisto, and I hope they do not fuck things up with the Lucha Dragons, because these guys, they're great in the ring. As long as you give them liberty to do whatever they want in that ring, you're going to get a great match. You're going to get the crowd behind them, and I can't wait to see them get a shot at the titles. Next, we had Mizdow defeats Stardust. Mizdow gets the win. Miz attacks them, so we might see these two go at it. Extreme Rules. Fans were really behind Mizdow. She chanted for this guy. They cheered for him. I was happy to see that. We finally did have Seth Rollins come to the arena, and it looked like we were going to see Brock Lesnar finally compete on Raw for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But that didn't happen. And you know why? Seth Rollins got on the ring and said, I'm still not feeling I'm not still feeling okay because I was, going back and forth on a plane to go to New York and come back. I'm feeling a little jet lag. My foot still hurts after curb stomping two people last night. So he decided to walk out. Brock Lesnar, however, did not take that line down. He went out and tried to pretty much rip Seth Rollins' head off from his body. I love seeing Brock Lesnar unleash as the Beast. Rollins tried hitting Brock Lesnar with a kick to the head, but Lesnar, he was on phase. He did not look like it hurt him. Rollins saw that. He tried running out. Brock went after him, but J&J security kept trying to stop him. He took them out, and when he saw Rollins was too far away, you know what he did? The Beast was unleashed. She tossed away J&J security over the Spanish announce table. He didn't push the announce table against Booker T and JBL, taking them out. He then delivered an F5 to Michael Cole that caused him to lose his shoes. And then he took out his frustration again on a cameraman, a poor guy who got hit with 2 F5s. Stephanie came out and suspended Brock Lesnar indefinite. So Brock Lesnar suspended. I don't know where they're going to go with this, but I can't wait to see Brock return. And when he does, I can't wait to see who he destroys. I hope it's Stephanie. And that sucks. It's the fact that we have this fucking PG thing, and we know that means the women cannot be hit by the guys. But if it wasn't, I guarantee you Brock Lesnar will deliver an F5 to Stephanie. I guarantee you that. Next, we saw Neville make his debut. Adrian Neville made his debut. I actually had a problem with this. I think they should have built up Adrian Neville before making his debut. But whatever. He was hot. He went out there. He got the crowd behind him. He was hot in the ring, and he was on fire. That was just amazing what he did in the ring. He took out Curtis Axel and got the win with the Red Arrow. But when he got up to the top rope, the fans were all, like just waiting for him to hit the Red Arrow. And when he did, man, the crowd went nuts. So congratulations, Neville. I hope you do well on Raw. John Cena came out getting booed loudly by the crowd, and he ended up challenging anybody, having an open challenge to anybody for the U.S. title. Dean Ambrose accepted the challenge. It was a great match between these two guys. I loved it, how well it went. Ambrose ended up losing, but it was still a good match between these two. And it looks like we'll also have Rusev go up against John Cena at Extreme Rules, which I heard is going to happen, but they should make it a submission match just to see these two end this rivalry once and for all. Next, we had AJ Lee, Naomi, and Paige going up against the Bella Twins and Natalya. It was a good match, too. I was, a little disappointed that there wasn't a championship match, but I hope it happens soon. But, yeah, it was a good match between all these women, especially Naomi. Naomi, to me, did such a great job in this match. Not only did she do a great job at WrestleMania when she joined her husband to hit an over-the-top rope move on their opponents from Sunday, but she actually got the crowd behind her in this match, and she got the victory after Nikki ended up hitting her sister by accident, and Naomi got the victory. So maybe we might see a championship match with Paige, AJ, Naomi, and Nikki. Could happen. I say add an Italian in there. Make it a championship scramble match under Extreme Rules, which I doubt they'll do. WWE won't do that. Bastards. All right, next match. Rusev defeated Goldust. Nothing interesting about that. And then we had Randy Orton teaming up with Roman Reigns, Ryback against Seth Rollins, Big Show, and Kane. This was actually probably the best match of the night. Not because of what happened in the ring, because of the crowd. The crowd were doing whatever the hell they wanted, chanting whatever they want, and they were doing the wave. I'm not kidding. first wave, and then it came back all around, and it came back all around. And I think they even chanted Big Show retire. I think they did not love the Big Show or Kane in this match. That's because Big Show and Kane suck. They're not good in the ring anymore. They're slow. They're not as important as they were years ago. And they've been overused so many times. I say just end it. But yeah, when they were doing the wave, Seth Rollins got pissed. He did not like how the fans were just doing that just to piss them off. And uh, I still loved it. Ended up with Orton right back in the Roman Reigns getting the win. So congratulations, though, guys. So yeah, the aftermath of WrestleMania was great. I saw what's gonna happen on SmackDown already, but I'm not gonna tell you because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. It's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good, but we do know that Randy Orton's gonna face Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules for the title. So we might see Roman Reigns go up against Big Show and Kane, or just Big Show for a title shot at Payback. So it could happen, and I hope Reigns wins. Now, there was some problems with the aftermath of Raw. That problem was, I think his name is Byron Saxon. I think that's his name. He's that commentator from SmackDown who was from NXT. He was the biggest problem with this whole segment. Not the Rollins winning the championship was a problem for me, but this guy was terrible. He came out after they got JBL, Cole, and Booker and the camera guy out of the ring and backstage. He came out. He was behind the announce table that was still flipped over, and he was just terrible. He was not into the job. You could tell in the tone he was not into any of the matches. He was very dull, boring, and especially when Neville came out and did some awesome moves, he was not into this. He ruined any kind of match that would have been good because he wasn't into any of them. He was not giving it his all. I mean, when Jarrett came out, at least he did better than this guy. And I just didn't get why did he not get into this match more? The guy, I was actually hoping he would do well whenever he he goes to the Raw commentating table or maybe for pay-per-views, but right now he's no. I would much rather have, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, I would much rather have Mike Adamle replacing this loser than hearing him commentate again, okay? I'm throwing it out there. So, yeah, anyways, I'm still a little unsure about this direction they're going with Seth Rollins as world champion. And I hope they do go somewhere with this soon because right now, again, I cannot see Seth Rollins as champion until he has a good match without any outside interferences. If they're going to have Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules, then make it a last man standing match and keep J&J Security out, keep the Authority out. Just let it be between these two guys. I said this before. I actually left this on Facebook for Mick Foley on his when he uploaded the picture of Seth Rollins and gave his opinion about the whole thing and asked us what we thought. I left that I'm still not convinced about Rollins as champion. I think Rollins can succeed as champion if and only if they give him a good match, like the same kind of Triple H and Mick Foley had. Now, if you remember all correctly, Triple H was not seen by a lot of people as a main event guy, especially when he won the WWE Championship. So when he went up against Cactus Jack, at the Royal Rumble back in 2000, 15 years ago, this helped this guy get over. This got Triple H to be seen as a main event guy. They were able to see that this guy deserves to be in the main event. He had a great match with Foley, and that got him to where he needed to go. So that's what they need to do with Rollins. They need to push this guy to the main event level by having him have a clean sweep victory against Orton. Okay, they need to do that. I can't see Orton as champion. I don't think he's going to win it. But if they want Rollins to be as a champion, they need to make it look convincing that he can be a champion without any help. All right, I've said this before. Rollins needs to have that, otherwise he's not going to get anywhere. And with Bray Wyatt, we didn't see him for Raw or SmackDown, at least not for our Dark show. So what's next for Bray Wyatt? I think Bray Wyatt needs to take a little time off, wait a bit, and maybe come back, go up against John Cena for the U.S. title, or maybe go up against Bryan for the Intercontinental title, or he could turn into a babyface and go up against Seth Rollins for the World Championship. I don't see that last part happening, but maybe he can be a tweener. I think that's what it's called, babyface, heel, between those two. So maybe that could work. But for right now, yeah, keep Ray away from show for a bit and wait until you can see what you can do with this guy. All I know is they should probably reunite the Wyatts. I can see that happening. I hope it does, because I can't see Eric Rowan doing anything much. And Luke Harper looks like he's going to be rivaling with Dean Ambrose. You'll find out what I mean on SmackDown. And I think, what else am I missing? Rusev, right. What can they do with Rusev? Is he going to win back the U.S. title from John Cena at Extreme Rules? Or is John Cena going to remain champion? If so, what can they do with Rusev next? I think what they can do with Rusev is... sorry about that. Oh. Two things. One, they could have Rusev form a team with another talent and form maybe a stable. One idea I actually had was maybe they can put him with Jack Swagger and maybe with Adrian Neville or with someone else. I don't know. I can see Rusev being part of a stable that can dominate against any team that gets in their way, and they can win back some titles. So that's the one thing they can go for. Another could be that Rusev could, let's see what he does without a championship. Let's build him up back until we can get him back into a championship opportunity. So, yeah, I can see them doing that. But I want to see what they can do with the stable. But, yeah, I think they'll go with Rusev going on his own and see if they can build him up back to be someone that you can use again for a main event match against another big time star, because I hope they do, because it didn't work for Vladimir Kozlov, it didn't work well for Umaga, and it didn't work well for Khali. But I hope it's different with Rusev, because he does have talent. He has what it takes to be in the ring against a good talent. So I hope they go with a different direction there. As far as everyone else, I want John Cena and Bryan to remain champion for a while. I want them to keep those titles until they can drop them to somebody who deserves it. John Cena, whoever they get, will definitely deserve it, at least if built up right and is someone we can see as champion. I can see that being Dean Ambrose. I can see that being with Bray Wyatt, or I can see that being with Neville if done right. But I would much prefer Adrian Neville to go after the Intercontinental Championship. Can you imagine Daniel Bryan versus Adrian Neville at a pay-per-view, SummerSlam, maybe a ladder match, a steel cage, or a normal match? Think about it. That would be an awesome match. And I think that's it. That's all I can pretty much talk about. I think we just have to wait to see what happens next. And hopefully we see some things happen for Extreme Rules. And after that, we'll see how well Seth Rollins goes as champion. But as I said before, I hope they do well with him as champion. Because if not, then that was a waste of a good storyline. So take care, everybody, and see y'all next time.